John sits alone in the dimly lit apartment, consumed by anxiety. The piercing ring of the telephone shatters the silence. A distorted voice on the phone issues a chilling ultimatum. John, eyes wide with fear, absorbs the voice's words. Bring the money to the subway. No police. No questions. His face hardens with a resolve born of desperation. John explodes onto the city street, a bulging bag clutched tightly in his grip. The city's symphony of honking cars and hurrying pedestrians fades into background noise as John's eyes dart around, a storm of desperation brewing within. A man consumed by a singular mission, to save his daughter. John steps into the subway station, the echoing sounds amplifying his rising anxiety. The flickering fluorescent lights cast long, distorted shadows, heightening his unease. He glances around nervously, the unsettling feeling of being watched intensifying his paranoia. John follows cryptic instructions, descending into the dark, grimy subway tunnels. Water drips from the ceiling, echoing through the tunnel. The air is thick with the smell of damp concrete and diesel. In the echoing abyss of the subway tunnel, John is swallowed by shadows. Every echo is a phantom, every shadow a threat. John's heart hammers against his ribs, a frantic drumbeat in the suffocating darkness. John steps onto the deserted subway platform, the silence echoing around him. A solitary figure lurks in the shadows, their presence a silent question. John cautiously approaches the figure. I have the money, John says, his voice shaking. The figure steps into the light, revealing a face consumed by grief and rage. Mark points towards a covered object, the silence amplifying the moment. Mark's words echo in the empty platform. Your daughter is here. Driven by renewed hope, John rushes towards the covered object. In the eerie silence of the abandoned subway, John uncovers his daughter's body. His scream echoes through the tunnels as he collapses in heart-wrenching sorrow beside her. Mark observes John, his face etched with grief. Amidst the heavy silence of the abandoned platform, Mark breaks the silence with a cold, sharp statement. Now you know how I felt. Mark continues, his voice filled with bitterness. My daughter was taken too. You delivered the ransom, but it was not enough. In the dim light of the abandoned subway platform, Mark stands, his face reflecting grief and determination. His voice resonates with quiet intensity. I am the father of another kidnapping victim, seeking revenge on those who caused me the same unbearable pain. In the heart of the desolate subway platform, John's sorrow transforms into an unbridled fury, his face contorted with anguish and rage. Driven by raw emotion, John lunges forward, his desperation igniting a fierce confrontation with Mark. The abandoned subway becomes an arena for a brutal struggle, their bodies colliding amidst the echoing silence. The tension in the air intensifies with each desperate move, their anguished cries cutting through the stillness. In the desolate subway platform, John's anguished sobs break the silence as he cradles his daughter. Mark stands a short distance away, his face frozen in grief and regret. Dawn breaks on a chaotic city street, the subway entrance a scene of intense activity. Flashing lights paint John's tear-streaked face as officers lead him away in handcuffs. In the stark interrogation room, John sits broken, his silence a heavy shroud. His defeated posture speaks volumes in the face of unseen accusations. The detective listens with a look of mixed sympathy and suspicion. John sits alone, in the stark holding cell, haunted by the night's horrific events. His mind replays images of what happened, each memory a fresh wave of grief and despair. Trapped in a cycle of torment, John is completely isolated. Mark sits alone, lost in the heavy silence of his apartment. Photos of his deceased daughter encircle him, each a painful echo of loss. His face is a canvas of sorrow and doubt, haunted by the lingering question, has revenge brought him any peace? Mark collapses, overwhelmed by the crushing weight of his actions. His body is racked with sobs, a profound guilt settling deep within his soul. He understands, with stark clarity, that his pursuit of revenge has only amplified his suffering, leaving him more broken than before. In the packed courtroom, John and Mark stand before the judge, their faces mirroring shared grief and exhaustion. The courtroom is silent, the air heavy with unspoken grief. The judge sits behind the bench, his expression stern. The courtroom stills, every breath held as the judge's voice echoes with the weight of judgment. John, Mark, the court has reached a verdict. You have both been found guilty. John and Mark stand shoulder to shoulder, their expressions a canvas of conflicted emotions as they await their fate. The judge continues, his words a beacon of hope in the oppressive atmosphere. However, the circumstances surrounding your actions have been carefully considered. Bathed in the solemn light of day, John wanders through the cemetery, his shadow stretching long across the silent stones. He pauses before a grave marked with the name Emily, his every movement heavy with unspoken grief. With trembling hands, he lays flowers at her resting place, a final offering of love and sorrow. His eyes, pools of sorrow and regret, reflect a heart weighed down by memories and loss. Amidst the cemetery's solemn stillness, John kneels, head bowed in quiet contemplation, as the morning air whispers through the ancient trees. He whispers a promise, his voice a soft echo against the backdrop of rustling leaves and damp earth. I will never forget you. I promise. I will find a way to honor your memory, he vows, the words a solemn pledge etched in the quiet air. John sits on a park bench, his gaze drawn to the carefree laughter of children at play. Amidst the chaos, John finds a fragile peace in their innocent joy. In the heart of the city park, a faint smile graces John's face, a delicate bloom of hope amidst the urban landscape. He understands that even when shadows loom, life's rhythm persists, undeterred. Under dim light, John sits nervously in a circle of sorrowful faces, a worn photo clutched tightly in his hand. It's been 6 months since Sarah passed. I still can't sleep. Every night, I see her face. I thought coming here might help, hearing that I'm not alone in this. Across the circle, a woman nods with understanding. A man reaches out, offering a comforting pat. John sits in a circle, surrounded by other parents, their faces reflecting shared grief. Each story shared is a testament to loss and pain, yet their eyes glimmer with understanding and resilience. John finds strength and support in their community. John walks alone through the city night, his steps now touched with a hint of hope. Under the vast night sky, John finds a quiet sense of peace. He understands his daughter will remain with him, a constant presence in his heart. Under the dim glow of a desk lamp, John sits immersed in his writing. With furrowed brow, he meticulously crafts each word, a silent struggle of emotions. He pours out his heart, expressing his love and grief. John carefully seals the letter, his touch lingering as he prepares to send it away. With a soft, deliberate motion, John places the sealed letter on the bedside table, a silent farewell. The springs of the bed creak softly as John settles in, his body sinking into the familiar embrace of the mattress. His gaze drifts upwards, lost in the vast expanse of the ceiling, as his mind spirals into a kaleidoscope of cherished memories of his daughter. In the quiet of his apartment, John closes his eyes, a gentle smile gracing his lips as he drifts into slumber. He is lost in dreams of happier times. John walks with a determined stride, a man on a mission. A profound sense of duty fuels his steps, a promise to honor his daughter's memory by changing the world. Amidst the city bustle, John kneels with a warm smile, offering brightly colored backpacks to the eager children. Sunlight dances on the city buildings, enhancing the cheerful atmosphere as John finds purpose in giving. In this moment of selfless giving, John radiates fulfillment, his eyes reflecting genuine joy. John walks down a bustling city street, his eyes searching the faces in the crowd, a quest for connection in the urban sprawl. Amidst the anonymity, he spots a young girl alone on a bench, her face reflecting a poignant sadness, evoking memories of his own daughter. A shared understanding of loss and loneliness sparks a connection between them, a silent promise of solace in each other's presence. John watches the girl, his heart swelling with joy as her laughter fills the air. He realizes that even in the face of tragedy, life can be beautiful. In the solitude of his apartment, John sits under the dim lamplight, his mind consumed by memories. He reflects on his journey, from despair to hope. The scratching of his pen fills the room as he pours his thoughts onto the page. In the quiet solitude of his apartment, John's fingers dance across the keyboard, bringing to life a tale of hope. The soft glow of the monitor casts light on his face, etching every line of determination and kindness into the screen. He crafts words about forgiveness, compassion, and resilience, hoping to touch hearts and ignite spirits. John finishes writing in his journal, a wave of tranquility gently washing over him. He discovers a path to healing and cherishes his daughter's memory. John sits on a park bench, watching the world go by. Around him, the park comes alive with laughter and play. Sunlight dances through the leaves, painting the ground with fleeting shadows. The air fills with the cheerful songs of birds hidden in the canopy. Beneath the canopy of the city park, John's face is illuminated by a serene smile, reflecting a spirit at peace. Sunlight filters through the leaves, dappling the ground around John with dancing shadows. John closes his eyes, deeply inhaling the fresh air, finding a moment of serenity. The art gallery hums with quiet chatter and the delicate clinking of champagne glasses. John, sharply dressed, navigates the crowd, his gaze drawn to the artwork. He halts before a striking canvas, head tilted, absorbed in the artistry. Sunlight paints the gallery in a wash of gold as John stands before a canvas, his sadness palpable. Anna approaches, her face mirroring John's sorrow, yet her eyes sparkle with resilient light. It's beautiful, isn't it? Even with all the pain it holds. John, caught in the painting's embrace, replies with quiet confusion. I don't understand. Anna's voice softens as she shares her perspective. Art, life. It's all the same, full of color, full of shadows. John reveals his grief. I lost my wife recently. Anna nods, sharing her own loss. I understand. My son. It never really goes away, does it? The ache. John finds a glimmer of hope. No, but maybe it can be a little easier to carry with someone else. A fragile connection forms, as Anna whispers, her voice tinged with hope. Maybe you're right. John and the artist stand among the paintings, soft light casting gentle shadows on their faces. Voices hushed. They share stories of vulnerability, their words weaving a tapestry of shared experience. A sense of comfort blossoms between them, their connection deepening with each whispered word. Sunlight streams into the gallery as John stands silently, his gaze drawn to the artwork before him. His eyes begin to reflect a deep understanding, a subtle shift rippling through his expression. John walks along the beach, each step a fleeting imprint on the sand. The ocean's embrace claims the shore, erasing the marks of his journey. He stops, the rhythmic symphony of the waves filling the air as he pauses to breathe. A serene smile touches his lips, the weight of the world lifted by the sea's gentle caress. John stands on the beach, grief etched on his face as he prepares to release a stone into the ocean. The splash echoes his sorrow as he releases the stone, the sound a stark reminder of his pain. Standing tall, John squares his shoulders, a new resolve hardening his gaze. Hope and resilience now etched on his face. He is ready to move forward. The sky blazes with color as John observes the setting sun. Gratitude washes over John as he reflects on the beauty of life and the love that embraces him. The sun dips below the horizon, its warm glow enveloping John's face.